Hello, welcome to Python 101. This is part 6, libraries and modules. Today we're going to include a few practice scenarios using various Python modules and libraries. This first one's going to be the date operations using datetime module. We're going to create a GUI with two date pickers using the TK calendar and a calculate button. Using the datetime module, we're going to write a function that takes the two dates in the format year, and month, and date and calculates the difference between these two dates and days. So a brief explanation, we have import tkinter as tk, imports the tkinter library as tk, and then from the tkinter import, ttk imports the themed tkinter elements for a more modern look. And then on the functions, we have the onCalculate button click. This function is called when the calculate button is clicked. It retrieves the start and end dates entered by the user, and it calculates the difference in days using the datetime module, and it updates a label to display the result. So here we go, we have the main function. This creates a main window using the tk.tk in parentheses. It sets the window title to date calculator, and it creates and places label and entry widgets for the start and end dates. This creates a calculate button and associates it with the onCalculate button click function. It creates a label with the result label for displaying the result and starts the tkinter event loop with the window main loop. Alright, so we have the if statements. This ensures that the main function is executed only when the script is run directly, not when it's imported as a module. So when we run this module, we have our start date, we'll do 2022-01-01-15, and then we're going to do 2023-01-02-15, just any dates, and then it'll calculate the difference, 396 days. Overall, the program provides a basic interface for users to input dates and calculate the difference between them, displaying the result in terms of days. Note that this code is a skeleton, and you can extend it by adding more features or refining the user interface as needed. Next, we're going to develop a basic calculator that can perform addition of two numbers using tkinter, and then to explain this, we have the import tkinter, and then we have defined the perform addition function. This is right here. And then we have right here, we define the main function, creating the main window and steps up the GUI components. And then here, we have creating the main window. This creates the main window with the title sample calculator. And then right here, we have create and place entry widgets for numbers. This creates two entry widgets for entering numbers. And then we have over here, create and place labels and buttons. And then this creates a label to display the result and creates an add button and calls the perform addition function when pressed. And then we have the start the tkinter event loop. And then here again, we have the main function. So when we run this code, we have 1 + 1, we can add it, and then it'll give us 2. Alright, in our next problem, we're going to create a Python application using the tkinter module that provides an interactive way to convert temperatures between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So we're going to design the GUI with two text boxes, one for Celsius input and one for Fahrenheit input. And then if the user enters a value into the Celsius text box, the application will cover it, or we'll convert it to Fahrenheit as well as Fahrenheit. So when we run this code, we can put something like 70 Celsius and 70 Fahrenheit, convert to Fahrenheit, convert to Celsius. There you go. And then once again, this is the code that we're going to be looking at. Okay, so for our last example, we're going to be fetching website content with the request library. First, we can go up here and import the libraries necessary to complete this, and then we're going to use define fetch content function. And this is going to fetch content from the specified URL. And then in the fetch content functions, we have the URL from the entry widget, set user agent header to mimic a browser request, make an HTTP request to specified URL. parse the HTML content responding with beautiful soup. And then we're also going to go down here through a lot of these. And then in this portion, we're going to define the main function to set up the main GUI window using the tkinter components. And then finally, in here we have the main function. We're creating the main window using tk.tk, setting the window title to web content fetcher. And then that is basically what we're going to do. And I will run this code so you can see. And here we go, we have our web content fetcher. So you can kind of put in any URL. We're going to use this example URL, and then when we click fetch content, we have example domain, image count. This domain is used for illustrative purposes, first 200 characters, everything that we said that the code was going to do. Thank you for watching. Feel free to pause the video if you need any more examples of the code. I will also provide a link to my GitHub in the description where the code is linked. Thank you.